Man, I want to recap real quick last week. So, Euro Chef stopped out, headed in my direction. This is every trade I took but one. AUD, USD stopped out, took off in my direction. NZD stopped out literally by a pip, took off in my direction. And then last but not least, this was the one that I held the week prior. So my stop was at break even. And then I scaled in on the funded account. So it stopped me out, stopped hit my break even on my live and headed in my direction. This was my luck for the week. And what I've come to notice is, especially with these three, there was a lot of liquidity grabs, obviously, and price was not respecting my H4's levels for the most part. Everything came back and retested the daily level before it went in the direction that I wanted it to go. So literally, that's what everything did. That doesn't happen very often. That's very rare. So obviously, I'm not changing my strategy or anything like that, which is what I would have done previous years. But we're not doing that. If we go look at the account, here's this, which I didn't go over. Is this on my live account? I'm still in this one. Obviously, I had to exit it on my funded accounts because I can't hold trades over the weekend on this one, and I can't remember what I did with this one. And just to play it safe, I went on ahead and closed, and it looks like I didn't take that trade on that account. Hold on, actually, maybe I did hold that one. Let's see. Let me go to my demo. Uh, Funded elite account on Trade Lockers. What I'm using. So yeah, no, I'm still in it. So I did hold on this one. I guess we'll see what happens. And then this account here, obviously we went ahead and closed because I know for a fact that I can't hold on this one. And then I am holding that on live. So that's why you see that trade there. But literally, those are the other four trades that I took. Literally stopped out of all of them, and that's what it is. So moving forward, I haven't marked anything up, so I'm gonna go through this literally on how I normally do this. Uh, Clear everything from last week and start from the beginning. So AUD CAD, I start on the daily. We're already at that zone, right? We're underneath, but we're in a daily uptrend and a weekly uptrend. So I'm not necessarily looking to mess with that. We're gonna find higher probability setups. On to the next one. Now, note on this one, we're technically still in a daily downtrend and uptrend, but we did take these buys on this just because it's. I mean, look at it; it's great market structure. So I took that chance, and it's proven itself time and time again. Obviously, you see the results of it, but I'm not looking to, at least as of right now, trade that one this week. Uh, AUDJPY is in an uptrend. We got a new higher high. Uh, what is he doing, guys? Start another room. All right. So it looks like we got a new daily higher high. Right now, not looking to mess with it. Looks like we got a new high on the daily. I didn't check the weekly on the last one. We're still in the same spot. Uh, AUD USD. Let's see what this is. Is that a new high? We closed at 71 100, and over here we're at 71 103. No, so that'll probably switch here soon, or not, on Tuesday, I guess you can say. Next day to be Bitcoin, I don't trade this. I just like to watch it. If I do ever end up buying Bitcoin, which is getting to a point where it'd be a great time to start buying it, I will buy and hold. It won't be day trade or swing trade. It'll be investing, investor status. We are in a downtrend over here. It looks like we are at all time lows, it looks like for the most part with this one. So I am not looking to trade that one. This one's in an uptrend on the daily and the weekly. We haven't touched that zone yet, but I'm not looking to trade that one. It's a little too close. Let's see what we got. We are technically, let me get a new level. Let's see what we got. I think this is all time highs on this as well. Yes. So we are creating new levels, right? So technically, this is a level right here, but we've only got one touch. So we don't know how respected this level is going to be. Uh, it's touching it again. We are technically in an H4 downtrend because here's our lower high, here's our lower low, and we've just made our way back to the zone. So this one, I'm actually going to look to trade, and it's already red, right? So I am waiting on, we're already at the zone. Let's see, we got an H4 level right here where we've reacted to multiple times. And it looks like we're going to have an H4 level here, and we'll see how well that's respected. So this is one I'm looking to trade. Chef JPY, Euro AUD. We are, man, I can see Euro AUD coming to this level here. We got a weekly candle below the area. Obviously, we are in a daily downtrend. We have new daily lows or lower highs, and then we have, let's see if this has created a new low. No, this is our low here. So until we break below this one. So, but at the same time, I can see price tapping, opening up, hitting this week, coming back up here, and then falling at some point. Uh, this is one we'll keep our eye on. Uh, let's go. Euro Chef, weekly uptrend, daily downtrend, H4 uptrend. And I know the Hikinachi candles make this a lot easier to see, right? When you get in the regular candlesticks, you can see all that movement. When I go Hikinachi, I can better see my pullbacks, right? So we create a new higher high there, and price has never closed above this area. So this technically still a downtrend. Hopefully that helps. Chef JPY, we closed above this area, but we are in a daily downtrend, or weekly downtrend, daily downtrend. We got a new daily higher low, which is right here. And the H4 is in the same spot. We'll just ain't looking to mess with it right now. Weekly, we're in a daily uptrend, weekly downtrend, but we closed above. We got a new higher low there. H4 in an uptrend. So this one we can look to, having a retest for a buy on Euro GBP for a continuational move, potentially. So our next level's right there. So we can see where the market is reacting. It's just a lot easier to identify because through here you have your where it fell through and then it rose again. It pushed through. When you go to Hikinachi candlesticks, it gives you more of the where the idea of the wicks were. So I like that one. All right. So Euro JPY, we are obviously in a weekly downtrend, daily downtrend. What I would like to see here is price reject this week. So I'm automatically making that red. I'm sorry, blue, because we are in a H4 uptrend. So I'd like to see price continue up to this area, shift the structure, move down to the downside. Let's see, Euro NZD. Weekly downtrend, daily downtrend, but we are in an H4 uptrend. Note that price hasn't closed above this or fell below this area, so we've just been consolidating in this area, right? But I think price will push to the downside. It's just a matter of price switching back to a H4 downtrend to go with the trend. We're holding this from last week. GBP AUD. Now this pair, let's see, where's our next level? Levels right there, which is also, it's so easy to find these levels with these Hikinachi candlesticks. One touch, two touch, but then when you come back over here, you can immediately see why price is acting the way that it's acting over here. We clearly have a new lower high on the daily. The weekly still in the same spot, which we haven't had a pullback in a while. So notice we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, like we've had multiple weeks of price falling. So we can expect a pullback at some point. All right. Not looking to mess with that one right now. So there's not many pairs this week as of yet. We closed above this area. Hold on. We have a shifted structure. No, we haven't had a shifted structure yet. This is still our higher low here on the weekly. But we're in a daily downtrend, which this needs to move over here, which is what a lot of pairs have done. I haven't moved them from last week, and we're still in the H4. So I'll tell you what, if I see price on this one do something along the lines of this, I will buy this to this area here. So I'll keep it on my blue watch list. Just because we are technically in a weekly uptrend now, I do see if price continues to fall in this coming week and creates a shift of structure on the weekly, it makes sense too, right? So we just react to what the market is doing, what the market is showing us that it wants to do, and we trade. We don't try to predict. GBP Chef, we got a new. Hold on, we got a new daily low. Weekly. Yeah, we got a new weekly. There we go. There's there. And then this is coming down here. And then on the daily. And this is just what I do every week, right? Once you find your strategy, you're just finding price action and changing levels and seeing how it's reacting to certain levels. And you a trader, you don't. This is how I do this every week. So, but note with this GBP Chef, right? This this is it right here. This is the history, at least back until 2006. This is the history back to 2006 of this pair. So it's been falling for a long period of time. So we could possibly see some movement going to the upside at some point, or we can price will just continue to fall. So right now, I'm looking for it to continue to fall. The weekly's closed below this area. We have a beautiful new lower low on the daily, and then the H4 is in a downtrend. So what I'm looking to see is, well, this move here. So we'll mark that one. All right, weekly is in a downtrend. That was me back testing there. Weekly's in a downtrend. Daily's in a downtrend. We have retested on the daily. This one's beautiful. We are just waiting on a shift of structure on the H4. Okay, here's where some people get confused. Now, this is what I do. I don't have a red candle pullback right here where it looks like a pullback, because that's a pullback on the regular candlesticks. So some people will call that a shift of structure. I'm not. That just I just stick to how I do it. If I get a shift of structure with the Hikinachi candlesticks, then I'll look to trade it. But until then, for me, it's in an uptrend. You trade how you trade, right? You play sports how you play sports. Not everybody builds houses the same. Not, but that doesn't mean that just because you build one way and I build another, that doesn't mean that the house is gonna fall over. You know, it works, and that's what people get in trading get caught up in. Oh, he's wrong and I'm right, or he's right and I'm wrong, and you're always thinking that you're wrong or right. Man, it don't matter. You figure out what works for you, and if it works for you and you make money, then that's all that matters. All these gurus and people get caught up in day trading is stupid. You should be a swing trader and all. No, you just do what works for you. Don't get caught up in what everybody else is doing. Anyway, so I'm looking for a shift of structure on GBP JPY, and then GBP NZD. We have downtrend. Up, we got a daily downtrend. You can see where we had a shift of structure. So this is new. H4 downtrend. Whew, which when that happened, that was beautiful right there. Shift of structure, retest, fail, retest, fail. But if you note, last week there was a lot of liquidity grabs on every single pair where price had pulled back and then fell in the direction that it wanted to go in, which is why I'm sure quite a few people got stopped out last week if they trade, price action and support and resistance levels. Okay, so we are in a weekly uptrend. This one's nice. Weekly uptrend, daily uptrend. This is clear, right? This is the stuff that we like to trade. And a H4 uptrend, right? So we are looking to buy this. Okay. NZD CAD, we have a weekly uptrend, a daily downtrend. So we could see, let me see how the weekly closed. So this one's tough right here. So what I like to do is if my weekly candle closes below, I notice, and weekly candle closes below the zone, the daily matches up for it to fall, and the H4 matches up for a fall. A lot of times it falls. But when the weekly candle closes above the zone, which right now it's in the zone, so it's indecisive for me on the weekly, right? The weekly candle alone. But honestly, I could still see price falling to here. So I'm gonna actually put that on, and we may look to sell that this week. No, no, I'm not. And the reason why, okay, so you can see it right here. See how this candle closed in the zone, just like this one is? Let's show you. Hold on, let me circle it. Candle closed in the zone right here. The following week, the following week, price shot up, right? So that week was this. I mean, it fell a little bit. Don't get me wrong. Price did fall, didn't hit my TP, but at that point it did shoot up that week. So you don't see a lot of that where it falls first and then shoots up. But that one actually played out. Anyway, we're gonna stick to the same thing every time. Because it's not a clear close below, I'll just stay away from it. Right? So take that one off. All right. NZD Chef. Let's see what we got. That's last week's move that I was looking at. So nice structure on the weekly. We are technically in a daily downtrend, right? So we had our shift of structure. This part closed below this last higher low. So these candles, we'll see if we can see it on the regular candlesticks. Nope, it's just super choppy, right? And I guess you can right here with this one close below this one. So you can see it a little bit, but it's just super choppy, which is why I use Hikinachi candlesticks. But because we are in a weekly uptrend, if we get a shift of structure, I'm gonna change this to blue on the daily or on the H4 at this zone, we're gonna look to buy it. And we're basing that buy off the weekly. Look how beautiful that is. All right. NZD JPY. We're not gonna mess with this one this week. We're in a weekly uptrend, daily uptrend. We're underneath the zone. Yeah, not gonna mess with it. NZD USD, we're underneath, but we're in a weekly uptrend, daily uptrend. This was last week's move I was expecting. We didn't get it. Not gonna mess with it. US 30 is just something I look at. USD CAD, we are technically in weekly, daily downtrend. I'm looking for this one. I like this one. If if we get a pullback, we can possibly look to sell to this area here. Right? Now, we'll see. Anyway, weekly downtrend. This one's just been choppy for weeks. Ain't looking to mess with that one. Last but not least, USD, JPY, weekly uptrend, daily downtrend, and we are in between the zone. We could possibly see, and we barely closed above. So honestly, you could see this one possibly rising from this area. Here's the H4 level right here. So you got one touch, two touch, three touch, four touch. So we can look this for this one to rise. So this one's hot for me. All right. And that is what I got. I got all these pairs that are my hot pairs, and I got all these ones that some sort of shift of structure on the H4 has to happen for me to take it. So that's what I'm looking at.